Namo Namaha. Shubhodayam. Sarvebhya Shubhodayam. Now, today, let us start with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Then we will have a session for 2 days on Sanaatana Dharma. Let us start with Vande Mataram by Gautam Mukherjee ji. All of you sing. Request people to keep the mics on mute. Thank you.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Shitalam, Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram, Shubhra-jyotsna Pulakita-yaminim, Pulakusumita Drumadala-shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura-bhasinim, Sukhodang Varadang Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Dhanyavadaha, Gautam Mahodaya. It is perfect. Thank you. And let's have Prarthana from Sundaraji.
Sarvebhyaha namaskaraha. 1 minute dhyanam. After that, Omkaram 3 times. Let us start dhyanam. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sesivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasadhaye. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Saradindu Samakare Parabrahmaswarupini Vasarapita Nilaye Saraswati Namostute Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Matrudevo Bhava Pitrudevo Bhava Acharya Devo Bhava Atidhi Devo Bhava. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhanyawada.
Dhanyavada. Dhanyavada Mahodaya. Now, actually, today Ramayanam was scheduled because of the speakers unavailability. Now we have shifted to our title of this course. What is Sanaatana Dharma? Our Visalakshi Mahodaya, who is the Vice President of Sanaatana Dharma, will detail you the concept of the topic on Sanaatana Dharma. Let us know. I will request her to start the session, please.
Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Medha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Sivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Cha Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Vigneswaram Vignasantyai Vanim Vachah Pravruttaye Gurun Gudhartha Bhanaya Pranamami Punah Punaha. Om Sadasiva Samarambham Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryentam Vande Guru Paramparam. Sarvebhyo Namo Namaha. Good morning to all of you. Now, all of you are pursuing Sanaatana Dharma 3 months course. So after completing this course, taking the certificate, when you go out, anybody may question you, what is actually Sanaatana Dharma? How it originated? What are the points to be highlighted? That is explained in Sanaatana Dharma. What is the source of Sanaatana Dharma, etc. So many points are there. So when when any person questions about any of these points, all of you, because you have studied 3 months Sanaatana Dharma course, you should at least be able to speak about for 10 minutes at least regarding this Sanaatana Dharma. So I will just want to explain what is Sanaatana Dharma, how it originated, what all topics are covered under this Sanaatana Dharma, the source and essence of Sanaatana Dharma. All these points we should try to know in these 2 days, today and tomorrow. In fact, it is a very vast and depth subject which cannot be covered even if we study for months together. So our Sanaatana Dharma is so vast, so deep that even if we listen from several persons at several times, always we listen to either any special point or at least any new point of view, new point of perspective. So for these 2 days, today and tomorrow, we shall try to know our Sanaatana Dharma. Ours is Sanaatana Dharma. Though many people call it as Hinduism, we are Bharatiyas. Bha means to shine. Bha means luster. Kanti Bhanudu, we say for sun, because he is lustrous and gives luster to us. Kanti Velugu. Then wisdom. Bha also means knowledge, jnana. Rati Bharata. Rata means enjoyment, one who got interest. So those who got interest in gaining knowledge and those who shine with internal luster, wisdom, are called as Bharatiyas. Sanatana means ancient, most ancient. One of the names of Paramatma, Bhagavan, is also Sanatana. Sada Nutana is Sanatana, which exists with the existence of the creation. That is Sanatana. That is our Dharma. It is not any particular religion preached by a particular person. It is the way of life of all Bharatiyas, Vedic way of life. Our ancient sages arranged our way of life in such a way by which we, all human beings, live here on earth happily with coherence with the nature and all living beings, achieving all purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Even moksha we are able to get in this world if we follow our Sanatana Dharma. That is Sanatana Dharma. by living in which way we live very happily in this life, and if we want the heavenly abode also, we can gain any of the lokas, divine lokas, and we can achieve moksha. So that all human beings can achieve the paramagamya of our life, that is human body, because we got this jantunam narajanma durlabham, Jagadguru Adsankara Bhagavad Pada says. So when such rare upati is given to us, the foremost aim of our life is to gain moksha, get liberated, so that we can achieve by following our Sanaatana Dharma and knowing the depths into the jnana given by us in our Sanaatana Dharma. Actually, Sanaatana Dharma, we have to, by our ideas, by our words, by our behavior, the greatness of our Sanaatana Dharma will be known by everyone. Knowledge always passes on in 4 methods: Athiti, Bodha, Acharana, and Pracharana. First, we should learn Athiti. Bodha, then what we have learned, we should explain to others. Then we have to put it into practice what is taught to us by our Vedas, scriptures, and elders. And then we have to propagate it, Prachara. So that is how Sanatana Dharma gets propagated and is known and practiced by all of us. So Sanatana Dharma is living according to what is taught in our Vedas, our scriptures, by our ancient sages, and our Dharma Shastra Granthas. That is Sanatana Dharma. We are the followers of that Dharma. And Vedas are the Parama Pramana Granthas for all of us. Vedas are the treasure house of the entire knowledge of the universe, the world, all living beings, all human beings. Tasya Nishwasitam Vedaha, says the Veda. Vedas are the Nishwasa of Paramatma. They are Apaurusheyas. Our Divyarshis, Maharshis taught us divine laws, which they visualized in Samadhi Sthiti when they are in meditative state. So our Sanatana Dharma is the universal laws taught to us by several sages for the benefit of entire mankind, which are eternal and which can be followed by all types of people of all ages. The Vedas speak about Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. Pravritti means behavior in this world. Nivritti is detachment and trying to get elevated and get moksha, liberation. And Vedas speak in Vidhi Nishedha Rupa. So what is to be done, what is not to be done is given to us in Vedas. The cream of Vedas is there in the Upanishads. Upanishads speak of Parabrahman, the ultimate reality, the transcendental reality, which is timeless, spaceless, attributeless, Trikalatita, we say, Deshatita, Kalatita. It is Nirguna, Nirakara. Nirguna means formless. It is Nirakara, infinite, Ananta. Then supreme existence, consciousness, bliss, we say, Sat Chit Ananda. That is Nirguna Brahman, explained in our Upanishads as the ultimate reality. That ultimate reality, Nirguna Parabrahman, appears in Saguna Sakara form for the sake of sadhakas. The essence of Vedas and Upanishads is given to us in the form of Shad Darshanas, then Ashtadasha Puranas and Upapuranas, Itihasas, Dharma Shastras, and Kavya Natakas, etc. Vedas are studied and understood through Vedangas. Siksha, Vyakaranam, Chando, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Tatha, Kalpascheti, Shadangani. Vedas got 4 Upavedas: Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, and Stapatya Veda. The Shaddarsanas are Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Purva Mimamsa, and Uttara Mimamsa, or Vedanta, Vedanta Darshana. Upanishads, Brahma Sutras and Bhagavad Gita together are called as Prasthanatraya. Besides all these granthas, innumerable Upasana granthas are there. All these granthas speak about bhakti, jnana, karma, dhyana, yoga, upasana, margas, the paths to be followed by individuals according to their interests. These granthas are the source of our Sanatana Dharma. Now let us know about certain points. What is Sanatana Dharma is the first topic we should know, first point. Then second point is how it originated. Then third point is what is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. Then fourth point is explanation regarding Sanatana Dharma. Then fifth point is actually what is meant by Dharma. Then sixth point is how many dharmas are there. Among them, what are eternal dharmas, what are normal dharmas that change according to time and space. Then special particular dharmas, then Vyashti dharmas, Samishti dharmas, Dharma Sutras, Apad dharmas, then Manava dharmas, Sankhika dharmas, then Apad dharmas, Atma dharma, the greatest one, which is given the most importance among all these dharmas, Atma dharma, etc. Vividha dharmas. So many dharmas are there which we all have to follow. Now, seventh point is what are the characteristics of dharma? Dharma got several characteristics. Among them, there is one sloka which is speaking about 10 characteristics of dharma. Then we will know about those points also. That sloka is Dhruti Kshama Damosteyam Saucham Indriya Nigraha Hrir Vidya Satyam Akrodhaha Etad Dharmasya Lakshanam. These are the characteristics of dharma, and 10 gunas are given. We'll know later. Also, they say, our sages, Kruteshu Pratikartavyam Esha Dharma Sanatanaha. To have gratitude is the most important guna of this Sanatana Dharma. Then Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha, that is another dharma. Paropakara is benevolence, is the most important dharma. So that there are so many dharmas about which all of us are already aware. We are practicing in life also, but we should know still about them. The most important items of Sanatana Dharma, now the eighth point in all these, the eighth point is the most important items of Sanatana Dharma. Now, under this eighth point, we can give 21, 22 points also. The 21 points, just I'll speak now. There may be so many other points because Sanatana Dharma is so vast. Now, these 21 points plus 7, 28 points at least we should know to have a little concept of Dharma. Now, all these points we can discuss later also. That is about these 21 points. When that 8th point comes, then 21 points we can discuss. Or just I'll give the gist, then later we can follow. If time is there, we can discuss. Otherwise, we can discuss at any later time in webinars also. So, all these headings we'll know. We can know some subheadings also among these 21 points also. So there may be so many other points. Now, just I'll give these 21 points which come under 8th point. I'll give the gist. First one is the great treasure of knowledge given to us by Maharshis, Pravritti Dharma and Nivritti Dharma. Second point is the greatness of Samskrita Bhasha, Sanskrit language, in which our entire Vaidika Sahitya, complete Veda Sahitya is there, and the roots of all Shastras are there. All the subjects exist in Sanskritam only. So the importance of Samskrita Bhasha we should know as part of our Sanatana Dharma. Because Sanskritam, Sanskritis, Tatha, they say, Our Samskruti and Samskrita Bhasha both go together, both are one and the same. Now, third point is to follow truth, Satyam and Dharmam, Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. Fourth point is doctrine of rebirth, Punarjanma Siddhanta. Fifth point is Karma Siddhanta. Then sixth point is definition of Deva, Daivam, Deva, God we say, and importance of idol worship. Seventh point is to tell Sankalpam at several occasions whenever we do puja or any vratas, homas for Pitrukaryas also, everywhere we speak about Sankalpa. What is Sankalpa? We should know. Then we speak Gotras and Pravaras. That is 8th point. Now 9th point is Go Brahmana Pramukhya, the importance of cows and Brahmins. Why we have to worship cows and Brahmins? That is most important point. Then 10th point is Nitya Naimittika Karmas. To practice Nitya and Naimittika Karmas we do regularly in our life. 11th point is Agni Aradhana, Yajna Samskruti. Our Sanaatana Samskruti is Yajna Samskruti. So we should know what is Agni Aradhana. Then 12th point is Pancha Runas. Pancha Yajnas also we call them. Now 13th point is Chatur Varna Chaturasrama Varnas. So 4 Varnas are there, then 4 Ashramas are there. So we should know about them. Then 14th point is Chaturvidha Purusharthas, the 4 aims of our life given to us by our ancient sages. Now 15th point is regarding Bhakti, Jnana, Karma, Dhyana, Upasana, Yoga, Margas to reach God. And their Samanvaya is also given in our Sanatana Dharma. Now 16th point is Guru Sishya Sambandha, the relation between the teacher and taught, Vidyarthi, Sishya and Guru. Then Gurukula Vidya Vidhana, the greatness and importance of Gurukula Vidya Vidhana. Now 17th point is Shodasa Samskaras. Now regarding Shodasa Samskaras, all of you I think got very good idea. Now 18th point is Kutumba Vyavastha, the greatness of our Hinduism, our Sanatana Dharma lies in our Vaivahika Jivana Kutumba Vyavastha. So the importance of family life, married life, we have to discuss. Now 19th point is the place of women in our Sanatana Dharma. What sort of regard is given to women in our Vedas, medieval age and all. So the great and charitable women, there are so many great and charitable women in our Sanatana Dharma. If possible, we will try to know at least the names and their deeds. Now, 21st point, the last point we took here, it is our Sanatana Dharma is the essence of all Vedas. So that we should know. Now let us know about the first point. What is Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana means eternal, Shashwata, that way of life which is beneficial to all living beings, which makes us attain happiness here in this life and paves way to attain liberation also and get enjoyments and happiness at heavenly abode or Devata Lokas. That is Sanatana Dharma. So Aihika, Amushmika and Mukti also can be obtained by Sanatana Dharma. Now it is called as Sanatana Dharma or Arsha Dharma, which does not come under the control of time. So it is called as Kalatita. It is beyond time, timeless. Then when we take breath, Uchvasa, Nisvasas, we take breath and we are living. So when we take breath, we know that we exist. The moment the child takes birth, we know it is living because it is taking birth, it is moving, it is giving sounds. So the breath that comes in the form of words we talk. If we are talking, it means the breath, our breath is coming in the form of words through our mouth. So that says that I exist, we exist. Therefore, I and my breath both are same, one and the same. There is no difference. Similarly, I and my words also are same. There is no difference because when I exist, I speak. So the words indicate that I exist. So I and my talk both are identical. Now Vedas. Vedas are the exhale of Paramatma, Parabrahma, the ultimate reality. So the sound Omkara. Omkara is Shabda Brahman. We can see and know about Parabrahman, the nameless, formless, invisible, Nirakara, Niranjana Paramatman. We can know in the form of Shabda Brahman. That Shabda Brahman is known through Vedas. So the ultimate reality in the form of Shabda we can know. From that Omkara, the Shabda Brahman, the entire literature, all languages came out. Om Ityekaksharam Brahma, says the Veda. The one letter Om is Parabrahman. The entire literature, all the languages, they emanated from this Omkara. Vedas speak about the secrets of creation, Jiva, that is individual soul, as they say. Then Deva, Paramatman, God. Then about nature, Prakriti. All these are the mirrors of our Bharatiya Samskruti, we can say. Our Dharma and our Samskruti both are inseparable. Our Sanaatana Dharma is ideal and worth to be practiced by entire mankind. It is not only for us Indians or Bharatiyas, as they say. So it is universal. Veda says, Shem Dvipade, Shem Chatushpade. Let there be auspiciousness to all creatures who have 2 feet and who have 4 feet. So we wish Shanti, peace and sublimity to the whole nature and to all living beings and all human beings. In spite of several foreign invasions to destroy our culture, our dharma and our jnana, still Sanatana Dharma is able to withstand even today after hundreds of years of invasions and British rule. It is due to its greatness, its sanctity and its sublimity, because it existed along with the existence of creation, with the Paramatman, Parabrahman, and it will exist as long as this creation exists. Swami Vivekananda called our Sanatana Dharma as the mother of all religions. Sri Krishna Paramatma said in Gita, Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha srarthaya architum icchati tasya tasya achalam srardham tameva vidathamyaham. That is the greatness of Sri Krishna Paramatma and our Sanatana Dharma. That is Sri Krishna Paramatma said, whoever wants to worship whomever God in whatever form or whatever name, that is God in whatever name and form they want to worship. Sri Krishna says, I will make them get full confidence in that particular name and form only and the way they follow, and make them get liberated by worshipping and following them, their own method or their own way of life. So our Sanatana Dharma is with coherence with all types of religions, as they call nowadays. Now, the second point is how and when our Sanatana Dharma originated. The indescribable Nirguna Parabrahman, though got a Sankalpa, that is Paramatman, Parabrahman alone existed. Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. That Brahman thought, Ekoham Bahusyam. I am one, so let me become manifold. Therefore, because why Parabrahman thought like that? Because it is said, Ekaki Naramate. If only one person is there, there will not be any enjoyment. So there should be some others, either to talk or to play or to react. Because if only one person is there, how can he enjoy in himself? We can enjoy in ourselves also. Paramatman is self-luminous, self-enjoyment. He enjoys in himself, yet he got a sort of sankalpa that ekoham bahusyam. He needs another person. When such sankalpa occurred to Paramatma, in Paramatma, that spandana, that chaitanya that occurred there, Chit Shakti, we say, that spandana itself is Chit Shakti, that is called as Mata, Parvati Devi, Jagan Mata. So, that is also called as Maya Shakti, the invincible power of Paramatman itself or himself. So, this does all this creation took place. When Paramatma Sankalpinchadu, we say, so when Sankalpa came in Paramatma, Paramatma created this universe with his own invincible power called Maya. So, Paramatma's Nishvasita came as Vedas. From the Napi Kamala of Sri Mahavishnu, Chaturmukha Brahmadeva emanated. He is Swayambhu also. He is called as Swayambhu also because we believe God Brahma, he came out of himself. There is no cause for him because he is Swayambhu. Actually, Paramatman, according to our feelings, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Trinity, three gods are there. They are created by Parabrahman. But because when God, Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahma, emanated from the Napi Kamala of Sri Mahavishnu, he saw all the surroundings and he thought there is no other person except himself. So he called himself as Swayambhu. So Paramatma, ultimate reality, who created this Brahmadeva, gave him 4 Vedas, Chatur Vedas, and asked him to do Srushti Rachana. Then this Brahmadeva realized that even he got a cause for his origination. So he also prayed Paramatman and Parabrahman. So thus these 4 Vedas are given to him, and Parabrahma asked Brahmadeva to do the Srushti Rachana with the knowledge of Vedas. This Lord Chaturmukha Brahma created this universe with the knowledge of Vedas. From God Brahma, several Divya Rishis, Maharshis came out as Manasa Putras. So many, even Narada Maharshi came out as the Manasaputra of Brahmadeva. Sanaka Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata. They all are Manasaputras of Brahmadeva. So many Maharshis came from the body of this Brahmadeva. So they did great penance. All these sages, they did penance. And they got divine power by which they can see into Trikalas and everywhere in the universe. They heard the Vedic Vani, Divya Vani, the divine voice, which could, and also they could visualize that power, invincible power also. They heard the Vedamata's voice and they could visualize Vedamata. Vedamata Gayatri, we say. So those Maharshis addressed us, all human beings, and told us, Shrunvantu sarve amrutasya putraha. Aye dhamani tavani tasyuhu. Vedahametam purusham mahantam. Aditya varnam tamasastu pare. Tameva jnatva atimrutyumeti. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. We all should listen to such prabodha of divine Veda Vani. She is addressing all of us through Maharshis as Amrutasya Putraha. That is, we all are children of immortality, immortal Parabrahman. And we are also immortal children. Amrutasya Putraha means, oh, immortal children. Also, we can take the meaning. Listen to my words. Shrunvantu sarve, all of you listen. Our span of life is very short. When we with so much fortune acquired in several births, got this Manava Upadhi and took birth as human beings, we must gain Atma Jnana and get liberated. Otherwise, the Upanishad says Mahati Vinashtihi. The Veda is asking us to worship fire god, Agni Deva. Agni Michedvam Bharata. Veda says, Maharshis asked us, fire is the symbol of Paramatma, Parabrahman. In the olden days, our elders used to worship fire in a 24 hours, weekdays, 365 days throughout the life. Never the fire got extinguished in their houses at that time. And especially, particularly, Trikala Sanchya Vandanas they used to do. And also 3 times they used to worship Agnihotra, Agni Aradhana. And they offer oblations, offerings into, that is Havis, they offered into the fire. So never the fire got extinguished. All of them used to do. So Trikala Sanchya Vandanas are to be done by all of us, and we should worship Agni Deva because that is given to us traditionally. Actually, Veda said Asavadityo Brahma. This sun god is Parabrahman. So we must worship sun god, who is visible Parabrahman to us, Pratyaksha Daiva, the protector of our life. Now, near Himalayas, there are rivers Saraswati and Vrushadvati. There are 2 rivers. Vedas speak about these very pious and great rivers. The mention of these rivers is there in Vedas. The place in between these 2 rivers is called as Brahmavarta. Brahmavarta. Brahma Avarta, in fact. So there all the Maharshis, Brahmarshis, they moved there. They lived there. There in that place, once in the beginning of the Srishti itself, gods performed Manasa Yaga, Manasa Yajna. This is all given in Vedas only, Rigveda. The Sathya Devatas mentally thought Vasanta Ritu as the Kauki, Grishma Ritu as Samithas, and Sharad Ritu as Havis, oblations to be offered in fire god. For that Yajna, that Mahad Yajna, Paramatma handed over Vedas to Chaturmukha Brahmadeva. Then even Divyarshis, Brahmarshis, Maharshis took part in that Manasa Yajna of gods. So all the gods, Siddhas, Sachas, Yakshas, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, etc., varieties of gods, and all Maharshis, Divyarshis, Devarshis, all of them together performed a wonderful, great yajna. From that yajna, this whole universe emanated. All living beings came out. We all, human beings also, we came out. So by that Manasa Yajna and the penance, by the grace of Brahmadeva, the Rishis got enlightened and they got the wisdom of Vedas. They heard the mantras in their meditative state while they are in Samadhi Sthiti, while doing this yajna. So what all they heard, they explained to their disciples. Thus from mouth to mouth, from Guru Sishya Parampara, from Guru to Sishya, for lakhs of years, this Vedic knowledge, Veda mantras, our Sanaatana Dharma, the source of our Sanaatana Dharma, is being given over to all of us even today. We are having this knowledge, and so we are living, following this Sanatana Dharma. We say these Vedic mantras, vari hridayallo spurinchayi. We say while they are doing meditation, these mantras, they gave darshana to them, to all the Maharshis. They could hear, they could see Brahman, the divine power, and they named that as Brahman. When all the Maharshis and gods, they heard the Vedic mantras, they saw Vedas, they visualized the Parabrahman. That is a divine power, invincible power. they named that power as Brahman. So that is the name given to that. Brahman means that which pervades everywhere. The word Brahman came from the root Brumh Vistarane. So that which is pervading the entire universe is Brahman. That is the name given by Maharshis. So that is Veda itself gave that name. Maharshis studied all those Vedas. Then after coming out from the Samadhi state, they taught these Vedas to all other human beings who were there at that time. Those who ever studied the Vedas are called as Brahmins, because Vedas are called as Brahmanas. Because Vedas are called as Brahmanas, those who studied the Brahmanas are called as Brahmins. Brahma, Brahmin, Brahmin and Brahmana, all these are synonymous words we can say. Now we are using in a little different in the meaning we are using. So even now when we do any dharmika karyas, any pujas, vratas, yajnas and all, the priest, the Brahmin who makes us do all these kratus, we call him as Brahma, Brahmagaru we say. So those Brahmins, the duty of those Brahmins who follow this Vedas, that is all these rituals and all, they are called as Brahmins because they got the knowledge of Brahman. So all those persons who were there at that Brahmavarta at that time, they in due course of time slowly moved from path to path. And thus slowly from that Brahmavarta, they came to Aryavarta, they came to southern part, eastern part, western part, northern part of the entire earth mass. So once upon a time, the whole earth was covered by our Sanaatana Dharma. So that is how this Sanaatana Dharma originated. That is how it is spread and it is there. But in due course of time, a little deviations came, different types of people with different mentalities took birth. All those are different points, and that is how different countries, different religions, etc. came into existence in this modern age. Now, all the Maharshis and those Brahmins who got Brahmana Jnana, the knowledge of Brahmanas, Brahman, they used to get up early in the morning, even before the sunrise, 2 hours before the sunrise, they used to get up. And all of them, they used to meditate upon Brahman. And they know where is Brahman. They speak about Brahman. They gave us the knowledge, how to gain that knowledge, how to approach Parabrahman, how to approach Godhood and reach Parabrahman, and how to contemplate on Brahman, how to worship God or Parabrahman. What are the means of gaining this knowledge and worshipping? All these have been taught to us by Maharshis who took birth from time to time. So that is how all the Dharma Shastras came into existence, which lead us towards a very pious, happy life of Sanatana Dharma. Now, they also explained about the result of worshipping this godhood, gods, are leading this Sanatana dharmic way of life. What benefit we are going to get, even all that is explained by our Maharshis. Our Sanatana Dharma is universal, Sarvakalika we say, Sarva Desika. It can be followed by people of all parts of earth mass, that is all countries. They always speak about Satya, truth, and Dharma, the righteousness, that power which sustains the entire universe. So they speak about Nirguna Parabrahman. Then Sarvajna, that Parabrahman is called as Sarvajna, all-knower. So one who knows about that all-knower becomes all-knower, because Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, they say. The moment we realize that we are not this body, we are the ultimate reality, we are Parabrahman, we become Brahman. That is how our Vedas say us. So regarding Parabrahman, these Vedas gave us a lot of knowledge, the Upanishads especially. our ancient people, they saw that particular Parabrahman in Surya, in sun god, and worshipped. They saw that Parabrahman in fire god, in all Panchaputas, in all the elements of nature. Then in each and every individual, human being, living being, man, woman, a baby, girl baby or a boy baby, in all animals, on the entire earth, in the trees, in the mountains, in the rivers, every part of universe is considered as the form of Brahman. That is Visnam Vishnuhu Vashatkaro Visain, Vishnu Sahasra Namas. So that ultimate reality, the Parabrahman himself became visible in the form of universe. That is the essence of our Sanaatana Dharma. That is the viewpoint how we have to see the world and our co-living beings and human beings. And mostly our ancient sages, they asked us to do Surya Upasthana, they say. Surya Upasthana, Surya Aradhana, then Sanchya Vandana. By doing this Sanchya Vandana, Surya Upasthana, Agni Aradhana, people get invincible divine power, the luster, by which they themselves realize that they are Brahman and their sankalpas become true. They can do any sort of, they can achieve anything in this world. So they asked us to worship that Parabrahman in sun, moon, stars, galaxies, planets everywhere. So in fact, that is called as Antaryaga. Antaryaga is there, Bahir Yaga is there. Worshipping externally, then worshipping internally. Maharshis also taught us how to do this Antaryaga. That is, when we go into ourselves, not going towards external objects, if we go into ourselves, what is this body? And suppose this skin is removed, what is it? Not the flesh and bones, but inside. This is Sthula Sirira. From this Sthula Sirira, we have to go into Sukshma Sirira. From that Sukshma Sirira, we should go into Karana Sirira. From that Karana Sirira into that ultimate Atman, which is the substance and which is the substance of all these things, Adhara. So thus when we penetrate deep into the depths of inside, then we will be able to realize that Parabrahman, the ultimate reality, in our heart, and in our Dahara Kasha, they said, in our Hridaya Kuhara, that is in us itself, the Brahman exists. It is described in all our mantras, Nila Toya the Mathyastha, Vijjul Bhaswara, Nivara Sukavat Tanvi, Pita Bhasvat, Janupama, all these mantras explain that invincible Parabrahma Shakti exists in us only. So that is why we do Vigraha Radhana. We worship all as the forms of God. That is in fact the Sri Chakra Aradhana also. The invincible power is given in a sort of chakra, that is called as Sri Chakra. And they say the Sri Chakra exists in us, in our heart, Hridaya Kuhara itself. So worship that is Antaryaga. Now considering that Parabrahman, the invincible divine power, ultimate reality, to be seen in the form of turmeric, Pasupu Ganapati, we say, Pasupu Gauri Mata, we say, or in any Kalasha, we do Avahana. Then in the idols, then in the turmeric, we invite that power, Avahana, we say, and worship. That means we are not worshipping just the outside objects, we are worshipping the Parabrahman in the form of either this Pasupu Mudda, we say the turmeric, or the Kalasha, or the idol, or the photos of God, etc. So all these Maharshis, they said, this Sanaatana Dharma thus originated, which spread to all of us and came to us. The Maharshis advised us to follow that Dharma and get auspiciousness in life and happiness in life, to live happily with full health, with full span of life. Jivama Sharadas Shatam, Jivema Sharadas Shatam, they say. how Shrunvama Sharadasyatam, Nandama Sharadasyatam, that is with all our body parts functioning perfectly, with perfect health, we should be able to listen, talk, speak, walk, work. So with such a healthy body and healthy mind, we should live 100 years, 120 years, that is how Veda says. So Maharshis asked us to follow this Vedic Sanatana Dharmic way of life, by which an individual can live full span of life for 120 years with full health and happiness. So our Maharshis, they followed that Sanatana Dharma and expected that all the human beings should follow that path and get benefited as they got. So that knowledge which came from Brahmadeva, from Brahmanas, from Brahmins, all that Sanatana Dharma, that first prevailed over that Brahmavarta. And later from that Brahmavarta, Agastya Maharshi, one of the greatest Maharshis of our motherland, Agastya Maharshi gained that knowledge and he came to some other path, Dakshinapada, from that place, that Brahmavarta. Then he preached that to so many other sages and other persons. Then Vyasa Maharshi got that knowledge. From through Vyasa Maharshi, all this southern part of India got knowledge. Then Agastya Maharshi went to northern part first. There he spread this Sanatana Dharma. That slowly, gradually, this Sanatana Dharma, the way of life given to us by that divine Maharshis, the Maharshis who are who desire the welfare of entire mankind. So they spread this to all parts of the earth. So that is how we got this Sanatana Dharma. Every individual, every human being, the moment he takes birth, the moment he gains this body through divine will and through mother and father, then from the moment he takes birth till he leaves this body and merges in Parabrahman, gains his ultimate aim, he should follow Sanatana Dharma. Then in those days, all human beings of all parts of the earth used to follow this one single Sanatana Dharma. So many authorities are there to prove this. Even at this modern age, though so many atharas, we say, have been demolished, even then many people of many countries also are accepting this fundamental fact, in fact, because our Sanatana Dharma, the evidence all over the world, here and there now also. So now, all these human beings in those days, they used to lead very meaningful life in a very systematic manner, according to Shastra, according to the Dharma Shastras, the rules which are given there. Worshipping sun god, worshipping fire god, leading very pious life, restricting ourselves without allowing the mind to deviate from that dharma. So now actually we believe our Puranas, Vedas and Puranas, they mention that this creation occurred approximately 200 crores of years before, 200 years of crores of years. That is what our sages said, our Puranas said, our Shastras also mentioned. Now in this present modern age, with the help of machines, the scientists did a lot of research and now they are also proved the same. They also came to the same conclusion that this creation occurred 200 crores of years before. The same thing has been proved even now. Now, when this creation started, ours was Sanatana Dharma, we said. The same Sanatana Dharma is now still existing and we all are Sanatana Dharmanuyayis. The nature to follow the rhythm, Rutam given
Voice
by...
missed in between.
Yandi?
Voice missed in between.
Voice miss.
Dharma and Yais. From Dharma and Yais, start again.
Okay, okay. ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తోందా?
Yeah, it is okay, no? It's okay. We are hearing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. You
Okay.
just check any problem with you.
Okay. So our Sanatana Dharma alone got the power, the invincible power, we can say, of protecting the entire nature, entire mankind, all living beings, and the whole nature, and also the Prakriti Shaktis, we say, that divine powers, the natural powers, Panchabhutas, etc. So even sun god, Varuna, rain god, then water, Jalathideva, Varuna, all these gods, they all are existing in the universe and they are existing in us also. By following this Sanatana dharmic way of life, we can protect this rhythm, the rhythm, as we say, this, the rules kept by Paramatman. And also we can give power to the gods who rule these directions, this nature. Prakriti Devatas, we say. These Prakriti Devatas got the power to maintain Prakriti, by which this nature exists perfectly and makes living beings live happily. So those who are having that power of ruling this nature and universe, they are called as gods. So many powers are there, so many gods are there. Maharshis, with their mantra Shakti, we say, and their tapobala, with the power of their penance, they got different divine powers, gods, and they named all those gods. They also gave us the forms, the akara. They said Brahma is having certain this type of description. Then Vishnu, Shiva, Rudra, then Jagannatha, Ganapati, Kumaraswamy, whomever, then Metha, Dakshinamurti. In whatever name, in whatever form, now we are worshipping all the gods. The names and forms and lakshanas and characteristics and the powers, all of all those gods have been given to us by our Maharshis. They did not give of their own, they visualized. They saw all the gods through their meditative power in their penance, in their meditative state, and then gave us about the different gods, their akaras, their forms, Ruparekha, we say, then all their weapons, and also are the powers they got, and lotus, etc. they wear in the hands, etc. all these. So our Bharata Desha, that power, that way of life which originated in our Bharata Desha in Brahmavarta, now spread from there to Himalayas, from Himalayas to other prantas, we say, nearby, and from there slowly it spread to all over this world. So that is how the Veda Vijnana completely spread all over the world and all human beings. In fact, there is some foreigner, David Frale. He wrote a book, Gods, Sages and Kings. In that book, he mentioned that once upon a time, only Sanatana Dharma prevailed all over the earth. He also accepted that because he observed and he studied. Now, third point is Sanatana Dharma. That is, what is the essence of Sanatana Dharma? What is the essence we should know? What our Sanatana Dharma is speaking. In one sentence, we can say the essence of Sanatana Dharma is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, which is given in Chandogya Upanishad.
Excuse me, Andy. Now, can we take about 5 minutes if somebody has any doubts in this, whatever is covered?
ఇంకొంచెం అండి, ఒక 15 minutes చెప్పాక తీసుకుందాం. Just to
okay.
I want.
Okay.
So in Chandogya Upanishad, it is there, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Then Isavasya Upanishad also says, Isavasyam idam sarvam. This whole universe is Brahman. It is divine power. This is the essence of the Sanaatana Dharma, we can say, the main essence. So the whole universe which is seen by us is God. That is why we worship all these Panchabhutas, Surya, Chandra, then Graha Nakshatras, these trees, everything, the Parvatas, mountains, nadis, rivers, etc. as gods. Then we worship all human beings also, because our Sanatana Dharma desires Visvasreyas, mutual harmony in the universe, in the nature, among the human beings, among all living beings and living creatures. So the essence of our Sanatana Dharma is to maintain the nature and the minds of all human beings and all living creatures to live happily with peace and harmony without any sort of hindrances or troubles or any difficulties. So the aim of human life is given as achieving 4 Purusharthas. Chaturvidha Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. So our Sanatana Dharma showed many ways also how to achieve these 4 in our life. Our Sanatana Dharma says, commands, in fact, gives the dictums, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Swachyayan Ma Pramadaha, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. All these we should follow. Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Then also our Sanatana Dharma says us, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya, Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. That is how we should pray the God. Sanatana Dharma also taught us what to be prayed to God, how to pray God. So this is how we should pray. Oh God, please lead all of us from Asat to Sat, from Tamas to light. That is from ignorance to the knowledge. Then Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya, from mortality to immortality we should reach. So that is how we have to worship. And also we should, the Vedas taught us, our Maharshis taught us how to worship the divine power as Ya Upanishatsu Dharmaha Te Mayi Santu, Te Mayi Santu. That is what all dharmas have been taught in Vedas and scriptures, Upanishads. Let them be in us, let them stay in me, let them exist in me. That is how we should pray the God. So all the dharmas which are existing in the scriptures, Upanishads, Vedas and all, we should follow. So those dharmas are Satya, Dharma, Samata, Ahimsa, Asteya, Prema, Brahmacharya, Yajna, Nirvahana, then Aparigraha, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Daya, Dana, Saucha, etc. All these are divine qualities which are to be acquired by all human beings according to our Sanatana Dharma. Regarding all these Sattvika gunas and divine qualities, all our scriptures speak, Dharma Shastras, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, all these speak about all these gunas, virtues, and ask us to acquire them with effort and to follow them in our life. These are called as the Atma gunas, Daiva gunas. They are the characteristics of Dharma. So all human beings with effort should try to acquire these gunas and also enhance them, elevate them to a higher level. So, and also our Sanatana Dharma says that in just one line we can speak of what is Dharma, what is not Dharma. So Vyasa Bhagavan once said, Slokarthena Pravakshyami Yaduktam Grantha Kotibhihi Paropakara Punyaya Papaya Parapidanam. The Punya is, merit is doing help to others, never to harm anybody. To harm any others is Papa. Either mentally or physically, we should never hurt anyone. So that is how our Sanatana Dharma speaks about fundamental rules of our life, which are beneficial to all human beings. Now, fourth point I will tell and then stop. 8 points we discussed, and in the 8th point there are 21 points. We'll see later. Now, fourth point is regarding the description of Sanaatana Dharma. How we can describe what is Sanaatana Dharma, how it spread all over the earth mass, we said. How it is proved, we can say. From the beginning of creation, we said only Sanaatana Dharma existed. Then how can we say that it existed? Only Sanaatana Dharma existed all over the earth mass since the existence of, that is, since the creation. We can say that from our scriptures. Ambarisha Chakravarti, Prithvi Chakravarti, there are so many monarchs who ruled the entire earth mass. They said they ruled, regarding this Ambarisha Chakravarti story also, our scriptures say, Puranas, he ruled the earth mass which is surrounded on 4 sides with oceans. So complete earth mass comes under that. And also our scriptures are also described similarly. So Girdil, they say, this earth is, all the 4 oceans are appearing as the Girdil, Vaddanam to the Mata, Earth Mata, Bhumata. And so by that we can know that all our Chakravartis ruled that. And historical evidence is also there for us. In Brahmanda Purana, in Mahabharata, in Srimad Bhagavata, they speak about Sapta Dvipas, 7 islands. In Brahmanda Purana, Suta Maharshi, he spoke about the water part and earth part of this universe. And all of us, we came from the Maharshi Manu. So we are called as Manavas. So that Manu came from sun god. Vivasvata Manu, Vivaswani is sun. From sun, Manu came from Manu, all of us came into existence. So there are 14 Manus. So one after another, all those 14 Manus ruled the earth, and they will rule the earth. Even now it is Vivasvata Manu we are at present. So one after another, these Manus rule the entire earth mass, we should remember. Now at present we are in Vivasvata Manvantara. So in the beginning of this creation, Swayambhuva Manu ruled the entire earth at that time. Now of course ours is limited in this Vivasvata Manvantara. So in the olden days, at the first time when all these that is those who is that Swayambhuva Manu, when that Swayambhuva Manu was the ruler of entire earth mass, he got 7 sons and he divided that entire earth mass into 7 parts and handed over these 7 parts to his 7 sons. It is historically proved, mythologically proved evidence. So we can confirmly say that the entire earth was ruled by Sanaatana Dharma and our Chakravartis. So this entire earth mass was divided by Swayambhuva Manu and handed over to 7 of his sons. So they are called as Dvipas, a particular place. Dvipa is also that which is surrounded by water. So all the earth mass, including all the 7 islands, there is still water. Now in that water, there are 7 islands. These 7 islands together was Bharata Varsha once upon a time, and now at present it is different. We'll know now just in 1 minute. So he gave these 7 islands to 7 sons and asked them to rule with Dharma. So now the names of all the 7 sons of Swayambhuva Manu are Agnintra, Medhatithi, Vapushman, Jyotishman, Jyutiman, Havya, and Sevana. To all these 7, Swayambhuva Manu divided these earth into 7 islands and handed over. They are to Agnindra, he gave Jambudvipa. To Medhatithi, Plakshadvipa is given. To Vapushman, Salvali Dvipa is given. To Jyotishman, Kushadvipa is given to rule. Then for Jyutiman, he gave Krauncha Dvipa. Then for Havya, he gave Shaka Dvipa. Then for Pushkara Dvipa is given to Sevana. Sevana is his seventh son. So thus these seven, that is how earth is first time divided into parts, and later all these seven rulers, they got married, they ruled the earth, all the dvipas, they got children, they divided that their part into different parts and handed over to their sons. Thus they also divided that earth part into different parts. That is how the one earth mass was divided at that time and was being divided and handed over, and thus in due course of time divided into small parts. Now at present we are living in Jambudvipa, in Bharata Varsha, in Bharata Desha, now at present. So this Jambudvipa, at that time when Jambudvipa was ruled by that Agnindra, then he got sons, so he divided into 9 parts because he got 9 sons. So he divided into 9 khandas, we say. Ilavrita Khanda, now it is called as Tibet now. Second is Bhadravarsha. This is Himalaya, eastern parts of Himalaya. Now Harivarsha, that is Arabia. Then Ketumala, that is Iran and Turkey, they say. Next, Ramyaka Varsha, that is Russia and Siberia. Now, sixth part is Hiranmaya Varsha, that is called as Manchuria at present. Then Kuru Varsha, it is called as Mongolia. Then Kim Purusha or Kinnara Varsha, this is Himalaya's southern part. Now, Bharata Varsha, Bharata Upakhanda, this is our Bharata Varsha at present. So all these Saptadvipa Vasundhara, we say, this entire earth was ruled in seven continents or 7 varshas, 7 khandas by the children of Manu. So Manu Santana ruled all these 7 khandas. And now at present we all are also the Manu Santana only. That is why we are called as Manavas. Now these Saptadvipas, already modern names are known. So among all these 9 khandas or Saptadvipas or the entire earth mass, once upon a time there was only Sanskrit language which was prevailing, and all people used to talk in Sanskritam. That is why all Vedic scriptures are there in Sanskritam, because they used to talk only in Sanskrita language. So Sanaatana Dharma prevailed all over the earth, and Sanskrit language prevailed all over the earth among all human beings. But later it has been divided into some other parts, and different religions came into existence, and different languages also emanated. Then Prantiya Bhashas, we say. So for before lakhs of years, the Veda Samskruti which existed at Himavat Pranta, that was spread, and that came into the all parts of earth mass. So ours was the most Sanatana Dharma, most ancient. That is why we call this as Sanatana Dharma. Now this Christianity, Zoroastrianism, then Islamism, etc., they all just came approximately before 1400 years or 2000 years, like that. So by force, if they try to change this mata, that is not proper. Our Sanatana Dharma people never try to do like this, and we feel that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the entire earth should behave like a family with different members in the family, and we all should be very happy. So for our Sanatana Dharma, there is no one person as Pravakta or Mata Pravakta or anyone who has invented this Mata, or who has coined certain rules and asked them to follow rigidly. You follow these rules only, otherwise you are not a Hindu, you will be killed or something like that. Our Sanatana Dharma never said. There are so many ways, there are so many teachings we can follow all these. In fact, Zoroastrianism is also part of our Hinduism only, because they worship fire god, and Jainism, Buddhism, etc. came into existence in our Sanaatana Dharma as part of our Sanaatana Dharma. So we embrace all types of people who got different ideas in doing benefit to mankind and to nature. So that is Sanaatana Dharma, which is Sarvakalika, Sarvajanina, Sarvabhaulika also we can say, and which always desires only the welfare and happiness of all human beings and all living beings. This is our duty to follow this Sanatana Dharma, and how to lead a dharmic way of life. Sanatana dharmic way of life is given by many Maharshis in Manu Smriti, Parasara Smriti, Narada Smriti, Bruhaspati Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, etc. Smriti Shastras and Dharma Shastras. So they all also speak about the Jiva, Deva, that is individual human beings, the soul, and also the nature, the God and all. So how we should lead life and all. So we should try to understand what is taught in Sanatana Dharma, how to lead a dharmic way of life as Sanatana Dharma, and how to propagate it, and how to make all people realize the greatness of the teachings of our Sanatana Dharma, and how to make them follow this Sanatana Dharma. Now here we will stop, and so many other points are there in Sanatana Dharma which are to be discussed. In fact, in Ramayana, Valmiki Maharshi, we consider that as Adi Kavi and Ramayana as Adi Kavya. Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jate Dasarathatmaje Vedaha Pracheta Sad Asit Sakshat Ramayanatmana. So Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, all these are the scriptures. By studying them, we can know our Sanatana Dharma. So dharmecha, arthecha, kamecha, mokshecha, bharatarshapa, yadihasti tadanyatra, yenne hasti natat kvachit. It is declared in Mahabharata by Vyasa Maharshi. So if we pursue all this, we can know about our Sanatana Dharma. And also to know our Sanatana Dharma, we should read the Surya Vamsha kings and solar rays, Chandra Vamsha kings, and the Puranas, the history mentioned in our Puranas. Then we can know about our real history, and also our Vedic Shastras which are given in our Vedas. The Yoga Shastra, Jyotish Shastra, Khagola Shastra, Nakshatra Shastra, Mantra Shastra, Tantra Shastra, Agama Shastra, Vijnana Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, Ayurveda Shastra, Dhanurveda Shastra, then Shabda Shakti Shastra, Dharma Shastra. Then there are so many other Shastras, Chatushashti Kalas. All these are there taught in our Sanatana Dharma. So to know all these also is to know our Sanatana Dharma. Then actually our Sanatana Dharma exists in our in the teachings of our scriptures, in our Maharshis, in our pious rivers, and also in Divya Kshetras. The Divya Kshetras, Kasi, Gaya, Prayaga, Tirumala, etc. And all, and also in the Siddhasramas and Siddha Purushas. So we should try to know about all these Siddha Purushas, then Maharshis, their teachings and the scriptures. Swasti.
Dhanyavadaha. Dhanyavadaha Mahoday. Now, this is a vast subject and also a lot of doubts will be there, but we will restrict ourselves to the points which we have covered today by Visalakshi Mahoday. Those who want to ask questions, raise your hands. And then while asking questions, restrict yourselves to the topics mentioned today, touched upon today. And also, the question should be very clear, crisp, short. It should not be another paragraph on no Sanatana Dharma. Okay, now anybody who wants to ask questions? Otherwise, in chat I have some questions which I will I'll just read it out. One is that I'm not going in sequence, but there are 7 continents. What are they in the olden days? What are those names like, Europe, Africa, America, Antarctica, Australia, Asia. So what are those names in the olden days?
I already mentioned in the olden days, these names are not there. These are modern age names, which our people.
America was discovered only in 15th century. I think probably that is not existing at all.
Oh, that is wrong concept. That is wrong concept. This discovered means the Europeans went and settled there. That is the thing. That's not discovery. That doesn't mean America was not there earlier. The Native Americans were there. They were living there from so many millions of years there. It's not that America was not there. Europeans went there in 14th century.
They came to know
Century.
the people.
They came to know. The Europeans came to know that America was there.
Yes.
That's all. That doesn't mean America was not there earlier.
It was there and people came to know that.
Yeah.
Okay, now let us take next question. That highest behavior was Satya Yuga only.
Yes.
Please repeat. What to repeat in this? There is some hand there. I will ask.
Harikumari, I have unmuted.
Yes, ma. I am Harikumari, ma. So, ఇప్పుడు అది అమెరికా అది అనుకున్నాం కదా. నేను ఒక దగ్గర చదివాను, మన పాతాళ లోకము అని అంటే దక్షిణ అమెరికా అని. అక్కడ ఎక్స్కవేషన్స్ అవన్నీ అక్కడ ఉన్న కల్చర్ అదంతా వాళ్ళు చూసి, అది మనం చెప్పే పాతాళ లోకానికి వెళ్ళారు అని మనం చదువుతూ ఉంటాము. అది దక్షిణ అమెరికా అని నేను చదివాను ఒక ఆర్టికల్లో. అది ఎంతవరకు అది తెలుసు మనకు తెలియదు.
We can say that is why, because Vishnu Deva, God Vishnu, he assured Bali Chakravarti, because Bali Chakravarti is such a great data and great devotee of Sriman Narayana. He asked him to go there and rule that part of Patala. And he also said that he will take care of that Patala Loka, and nobody in that Patala Loka, which is being ruled by Bali Chakravarti, will always be rich and prosperous and in happy condition only. There will not be any beggars or anything. Nothing will be lacking for them. That is why that came to true, we can say. Even now, Americans are having plenty of money. They are leading very happy life, in fact, as it was there in our words. So we can believe there is nothing harm in believing that that particular part of South America or whatever may be is Patala Loka. Yes, correct.
Yes, ma.
Gautam ji.
Rao. Yeah, Gautam ji. Okay. Please speak, Gautam ji.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Then Rao.
Namaskar, Shmiji, and I have asked like whether you told that every whole world was Sanaatana Dharma, but the native people, gradually the Sanaatana Dharma reached there. Like say for example, every Ramayana actually, in the Ramayana, Sri Rama spread the Sanaatana Dharma message to various parts actually, wherever in the during the Vanavas Parv.
Yes.
He spread these messages of Sanaatana Dharma to various native people living in the jungle and so on.
Yes.
Is it true?
Once upon a time, the entire earth mass, I said, was being used by our Indian Bharatiya, not Indian. In fact, that word itself is wrong. Bharatiya Chakravartis. And it was divided. Manu, already I gave that list, isn't it? How the earth is divided into 7 Dvipas, then into 7 khandas, 9 khandas, etc. And they have been again partly divided. So that division took place, and all the kings, their children and all other those capable rulers, they started ruling. When we study Surya Vamsha and Chandra Vamsha kings, we gain a lot of knowledge by which we truly gain the knowledge how these people, our people ruled, and our Sanatana Dharma prevailed all over. Sri Ramachandra spoke about our Sanatana Dharma. Even Dharmaraja and all other Maharshis, they also spread our Sanatana Dharma. All noble people of ancient and present age also speak about Sanatana Dharma, and thus even we are spreading a little among ourselves about Sanatana Dharma.
But actually, the Greek civilization was thought of as old as quite old. So, but there was not on based on Sanatana Dharma. It was something else. Actually.
Because in due course of time, 200 crores of years.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
200 crores of years, any type of person may take birth, any type of how many crores of people are there, so many crores of feelings will be there, ideas are there, dominations will be there, following and obliging also will be there. So naturally that is how different, not only Greek, there are so many other cultures, other religions and religious people, prophets, everybody came into existence. There are so many other religions. There is a very small book, of course, of this size, which I read long back, 30, 40 years before. There, so many religions were given in a very short way. So many other religions, not only the one Greek culture, there are some other cultures also. So it's possible.
Mayan, Aztec.
No, one second.
Sanatana.
There are 300 ethnic religions all over the world. And how do we say that these 300 ethnic religions are not Sanatana Dharma? They also all do puja to Panchabhutas only. Either sun or moon or earth. In one country earth, in one country sun, in one country moon, like that. So in all the 300 religions, ethnic religions, they follow the Sanatana Dharma only. And many places the Homam is there, even Greece.
Yes.
I read the Homers and Iliads, both. They have the practice of doing Agnihotra. They have the practice of doing Yajna. They have the practice of doing the Balidana of the bull. All these things are there. They are the practices of Sanatana Dharma only. And recently in Italy, there is a religion cropped up again. They take the recognition of United Nations also. The whole Roman Rome was built by the Romans. At that time, the religion present was the Sanatana Dharma only. They pray Agni. In 2500 years before, about 700 years BC, the Rome was constructed.
Yes.
When Rome was constructed, the religion that was prevailing in Italy was Pietas. That Pietas religion, they do Agnihotra. So these are all what the Sanatana Dharma says, that originally the whole worldly Sanatana Dharma is correct. It is all the recent developments last 2000 years, the changes into the practice. All 300 religions were removed by this Christianity. And that was again partly removed by Muslimism, Islamism.
K.M. Rao now.
Before that, that is only. So there's no dispute in that.
Yes.
Shall we ask K.M. Rao to?
Yes.
హలో నమస్కారం అమ్మా. ఓకే, నేను అడిగే క్వశ్చన్ ఈ రోజుకి లిమిటేషన్ కాదనుకుంటాను, కానీ నాకు అర్థం కానిది ఏంటంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ అ వాస్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్. అంటే మిగతా వాళ్ళంతా ఒక మాటలో చెప్పాలంటే మిగతా రిలీజియన్స్ ఏదైతే మీరు మాట్లాడుతున్నారో ఒకటి అంధకారం, అజ్ఞానం. మనదేదో జ్ఞానము, మనకు అన్ని ముందు ఎప్పటి నుంచో తెలిసి ఉన్నాయని చెప్తున్నారు. వన్ ఈజ్ వాస్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్. ఈ గొప్పతనాన్ని మిగతా వాళ్ళకి ఎలా తెలియజేయడం? రెండోది ఏంటంటే వే ఆఫ్ లివింగ్, ప్రాక్టీసింగ్. అగ్నిహోత్రము, సంధ్యావందనం, ఇది అది ఆరాధన. సో అగ్ని ఆరాధన ఇవన్నీ చెప్తున్నా, సూర్య ఆరాధన ఇవన్నీ చెప్తున్నా. బట్ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ద ప్రాక్టీసెస్, మన భారతదేశం ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎవరైనా చూశారంటే ప్రొటెక్టింగ్ ది ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, శుభ్రత, ఒక మాటలో చెప్పాలంటే ద పబ్లిక్ అవేర్నెస్ ఆర్ పబ్లిక్ క్లీన్లీనెస్, పబ్లిక్ టాయిలెట్స్. వేరే దేశం వాళ్ళు మన భారతదేశం యొక్క గొప్పతనం తెలుసుకోవడానికి వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు చూస్తే మొదటిది ఏంటంటే ద ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఈజ్ సో డర్టీ, క్లీన్లీనెస్ అనేది లేదు. రెండోది ఏంటంటే నో డిసిప్లిన్, జస్ట్ రోడ్ ట్రాఫిక్. ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఒక ఉదాహరణ, ఈ 2 ఉదాహరణలు నేను చెప్పదలుచుకున్నాను. ఇది మార్చడం ఎలా? మన వాళ్ళ గొప్పతనాన్ని తెలియజేస్తూ వాళ్ళకు ద వే దే పర్స్యూ, బేసికలీ వచ్చినప్పుడు చూసినప్పుడు చాలా భారతదేశం చాలా గొప్పది, వేదాలు, సంస్కృతాలు.
Okay, let us ask the question. Let us answer. Madam, can you answer? Mahoday.
ఎలా అంటే ప్రాక్టీస్ అండి. ఇప్పుడు చాలా ఏళ్ల నుంచి ఇన్ డ్యూ కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ వెన్ దీస్ ఫారిన్ ఇన్వేజన్స్ స్టార్టెడ్ టేకింగ్ ప్లేస్, Muslim rules and then this British rule, all the minds of people now at present, they have been polluted. Their way of life is changed. They started imitating foreign culture. They are under Paschatya Vyamoha, we say. That is how this discipline got disappeared. And then the way of life also, because all human beings started to pollute the nature is not cooperating as it was in the olden days. So how to make it means we should make our people realize the greatness of our dharma and ourselves, and also the reality which exists in the universe, in the nature. And the moment, that is why in the beginning I said Athiti, Bodha, Acharana, Pracharana. These are 4 methods by which, by force, we should make the people realize that they have to know about their lives, their dharma, their the greatness of their scriptures. Then we can revive our Sanaatana Dharma once again as it was in the olden days. This foreign Paschatya Vyamoha should completely be get eradicated from the minds. This Macaulay type of Vidya Vidhana should be eradicated completely. Our Gurukula Sanatana Vidya Vidhana should come into existence. And people, they are becoming more selfish and materialistic. This tendency of materialistic way of life should be changed. In fact, it will not come in one day or 1 year. So it takes time, but the mind setup should be changed. Then we can hope for better.
Thank you. Thank you.
But how to improve that consciousness? This is basically it is consciousness.
Change the education system. That is a major.
We have to improve ourselves.
That is a major thing to be done immediately.
Okay, Rao garu, Prabhakar Rao garu. ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు అమెరికాలో ఉన్నారు.
Main answer is change the education system.
Education system.
Yeah.
What is the now next? Let us Uma Raman garu. What do you want to say?
Yes, namaste. చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు విశాలక్షి గారు, ఎంతో బాగుంది. ఎన్నో తెలిసే పాతాళ లోకం గురించి చర్చ వచ్చింది. వాట్సాప్ లో కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల క్రితం, అంటే 2-3 ఏళ్ల క్రితం ఒక వీడియో చూసేవాళ్ళం అండి. శ్రీచక్రం అక్కడ ఎవరో కనిపెట్టారు, చాలా పెద్దది, అది అప్పట్లో ఎవరు చేశారో తెలీదు అని. సో దీంతో రిలేటెడ్ నాకు డౌట్ ఉంది, అది క్లియర్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను, చెప్పగలిస్తే. ఇప్పుడు మన దేవి భాగవతంలో చెప్తారు కదా, నైమిషారణ్యంలో ఋషులు తపస్సు చేసుకోవడానికి జాగా కావాలంటే విష్ణు చక్రం ఎక్కడ వెళ్ళి పడుతుందో అక్కడ మీరు చెయ్యండి అని చెప్తారు. ఆ చక్రం నైమిషలో పడి అది ఎలా డ్రిల్ అవుతూ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అది 6:30 పాతాళ దాకా దిగిపోయింది. ఇంకా పూర్తిగా అటు నుంచి ఇటు కన్నం అయిపోతుంది. అప్పుడు దేవిని ప్రార్థిస్తే అది వెళ్ళి ఆపేరు ఆవిడ అని ఒక స్టోరీ విన్నాం. సో ఆ చక్రానికి ఆపోజిట్ టు ఇండియా ఉంది కాబట్టి శ్రీచక్రానికి ఏమైనా కోరిలేషన్ ఉందా?
Okay.
అది రెండోది
First let us finish this. Okay. Yeah. చెప్పండి, ఆన్సర్ చెప్పండి.
పురాణాల్లో ఏం చెప్పారో దాన్ని మనం పౌరాణికమైనటువంటి ఆధారంగా గ్రహించాలమ్మా. ఉందానంటే అదే శ్రీచక్రము అంటారు, అదే సుదర్శన చక్రము. డిఫరెంట్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఒకటే అవ్వచ్చు. అక్కడ మనకి ఇప్పుడు పెద్ద చాలా ఫాస్ట్ గా వెడల్పుగా ఉన్నటువంటి ఈ చక్రం కనిపించింది. సో ఈ చక్రం ఆ కాలంలో కూడా ఆ ప్రాంతంలో కూడా మన శ్రీచక్ర ఆరాధన ఉన్నది అంటే సనాతన ధర్మం ఉంది అని మనం గ్రహించవచ్చు. అదే సుదర్శనమా కాదా? ఈ సుదర్శన చక్ర శ్రీచక్ర ద సేమ్ సుదర్శన చక్ర ఆర్ నాట్? That may or may not be. Sri Chakra is a little different from Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana Chakra cannot be Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra is different. Sudarshana Chakra only showed that particular place to the Maharshis. So that came into existence as Naimisaranya. Sudarshana Chakra disappeared and went back to Sri Mahavishnu. That did not, it might have pierced into deep into the earth, but that did not exist there. It went back to Sri Mahavishnu.
అంటే అమ్మవారు వెళ్ళి ఆపారు అంటే అది ఆ శ్రీచక్ర అమ్మవారికి ప్రతీకంగా అక్కడ ఉన్నదా అని?
చక్రము అమ్మవారికి ప్రతీకే. అక్కడ ఎవరో ఎప్పుడో మహానుభావులు శ్రీచక్ర ఆరాధకులు ఉండి శ్రీచక్రాన్ని ప్రతిష్ఠించి ఉంటారు. ఆ శ్రీచక్రాన్ని ఆరాధించారు.
Okay. What is the రెండో క్వశ్చన్?
ఇప్పుడు కపిల మహర్షి పాతాళంలో తపస్సు చేసుకుంటే ఈ సగర పుత్రులందరూ వచ్చి అక్కడ గుర్రాన్ని దాచి కట్టేశారు. తర్వాత తన కోపం వచ్చాక వాళ్ళ మీద వాళ్ళని భస్మం చేశారు. గంగాదేవి వచ్చి వాళ్ళని ఉద్ధరించింది. ఆ స్టోరీ వింటాం. సో పాతాళ లోకంలో ఉండే కపిల మహర్షి ఇప్పుడు ఆపోజిట్ ఇండియా ఉండే యాష్ ల్యాండ్ అంటే గుర్రాన్ని కట్టిన ప్లేస్, హార్స్ ల్యాండ్, అక్కడ బూడిద అయిపోయారు వాళ్ళందరూ అంటే యాష్ ల్యాండ్. ఇది కూడా కనెక్షన్ ఉందా పాతాళం అన్న ఆ పర్టికులర్ ప్లేస్ తో అని నాకు డౌట్.
Same place where Kapila Maharshi's ashrama existed at that time was now at present called as California. That is what people say, those who are doing research from that point of view. So Kapila Maharshi's ashrama, where the place where Kapila Maharshi's ashrama existed was is now at present called as California. That is how people are saying. So maybe correct.
అంటే యాష్ ల్యాండ్, హార్స్ ల్యాండ్, ఆ గుర్రము ఆ బూడిదకి కనెక్షన్ కోరిలేషన్
కదా. సో the is being tied. Correct.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. చాలా సంతోషం.
Now సత్యవతి గారు క్విక్లీ.
అమ్మా విశాలాక్షి గారు సనాతన ధర్మం గురించి చాలా డీటెయిల్ గా చెప్పారు. చాలా ఇదిగా ఉంది. చాలా సంతోషంగా అనిపిస్తుంది. ఏంటంటే విశ్వం అంతా కూడా ఈ సనాతన ధర్మం ప్రకారం ఒకటే రూల్ చేశారు ముందు అని చెప్పిన దానికి చాలా అన్ని తర్వాత వచ్చిన మతాలన్నీ కూడా ఈ పంచభూతాలలో ఏదో ఒక ఐటెం తీసుకుని, ఈ ముస్లిమ్స్ వాళ్ళు చంద్రుడు అంటారు, తర్వాత పార్సీ వాళ్ళు అగ్ని, వాళ్ళకి అగ్ని ఆరకుండా ఎప్పుడూ ఉండాలి వాళ్ళకి. ఆ విధంగా అనేక పంచభూతాలలో ఒక్కొక్కళ్ళు ఒక్కొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్ తీసుకుని ఆ మతంలో వాళ్ళు దాన్ని ఆరాధించారు. తర్వాత ముందు మీ చెప్పిన ప్రకారం ఇవన్నీ వింటూ ఉంటే భూమండలం అంతా కూడా విశ్వమంతా విశ్వశాంతి కోరడం, అన్నిట్లో కూడా ధర్మం అనేది ఉన్నది అని చెప్పి ప్రథమంలో ఉన్నప్పటికీ ప్రారంభంలో తర్వాత భిన్న మతాలు తర్వాత వచ్చి వాళ్ళ గుర్తింపు కోసంగా విడిగా ఒకటి పెట్టుకున్నప్పటికీ కూడా మళ్ళా అన్ని కూడా పంచభూతాల ఆరాధనలో ఏదో ఒక ఐటెం తీసుకుని వాళ్ళు దాన్ని ఆరాధించడం అనేది జరుగుతోందని మతాలు 7 మతాలది ఒకే పుస్తకంలో వాళ్ళ మూలాలు రాసిన పుస్తకం 7 రిలీజియన్స్ అని ఉంది. దాంట్లో మనం గనక అది చదివినట్లయితే దాని కాన్సెప్ట్ అంతా కూడా సుఖశాంతులు, హాయిగా విశ్వశాంతి, బ్రహ్మ విద్య అని దాని కింద ఆ గొడుగు కింద వచ్చేటువంటి 7 రిలీజియన్స్ అనేది ఒక పుస్తకం ఉంది. దాంట్లో స్పష్టంగా రాశారు ఏంటంటే ఇట్లా డిఫరెంట్ గా ఆరాధించినప్పటికీ కూడా ఈ విశ్వం అంతా కూడా పంచభూతాలని ఆరాధన కిందకే వస్తుంది తర్వాత అని ఒకటి. తర్వాత మా అబ్బాయి త్రూఅవుట్ అన్ని కంట్రీస్ తిరిగినప్పుడు మాకు కూడా ఒక ఆశ్చర్యకరమైన విషయం ఏంటంటే ప్యారిస్ అటు పక్కంతా కూడా కొన్ని కంట్రీస్ లో మన ఈ విధంగా సముద్ర మథనం, విష్ణుమూర్తి పవళించినట్టు అటువంటివన్నీ కూడా ఆ విధమైన చిహ్నాలు వాళ్ళు మెయిన్ వాటిలలో కూడా పెట్టుకుని వాళ్ళు ఆరాధించడం, వాళ్ళని కదిలించి వాళ్ళని గనక అడిగినట్లయితే వాళ్ళు కూడా ఇంచుమించు ఇటువంటి విషయాలు చెప్తున్నారట.
అంటే మన
ఏంటంటే ఇటువంటి చరిత్ర ఉంది, వాళ్ళకి కూడా ఉంది చరిత్ర, లేదని కాదు.
Okay.
తర్వాత మార్పులు వస్తున్నాయేమో గాని మన భాగవతం భారతంలో చెప్పినటువంటి ఇటువంటి లక్షణాలు, ఇటువంటి
Okay, Satyavati
విగ్రహాలు
garu.
అక్కడ కూడా ఉన్నాయి
Understood. Let her answer.
అని అనిపిస్తుంది. తర్వాత వచ్చిన మానవుడు సంకుచిత భావాలు డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉండాలి అనే ఒక దీంట్లో వాళ్ళు డివైడ్ చేశారు. కానీ మీరు చెప్పినట్టు సనాతన ధర్మం అంతా కూడా ఒకటే భూమి, ఒకటే ఇది విశ్వశాంతి మెయిన్ గా సనాతన ధర్మం యొక్క ఇది చాలా ఇదిగా ఉంది. మనం ఆలోచించినట్లయితే అక్కడక్కడ ఇటువంటి దాఖలాలు ఉన్నాయి. వేరే కంట్రీస్ లో కూడా మన పురాణాలలో చెప్పినవి వాళ్ళు కూడా అవి పెట్టుకుని వాళ్ళు కూడా ఆరాధించడం, వాళ్ళు అక్కడున్న ఏంటి ఇది మనది కదా అనే ఒక సందేహం కూడా మనకి, మన పిల్లలు అక్కడికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఇదేంటి మన విష్ణుమూర్తి పవళించినట్టు, తర్వాత ఇట్లా దేవతలు ఇవన్నీ అక్కడ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నాయి.
Okay, Satyavati garu. Okay. Visalakshi garu.
కూడా మన మతమే ఉంది కనుకే అవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. థాయిలాండ్ లో, మన సింగపూర్ లో, మనం అమెరికాలో ఏ ప్రాంతానికి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా, రష్యాలో, జపాన్ లో కూడా మన సనాతన ధర్మపు గుర్తులు, టెంపుల్స్, డివైన్ ఐడాల్స్ అన్ని అక్కడ ఉన్నాయమ్మా.
ఉన్నాయి. అందుకని ఆ కోణంలో మనం అంతా విశ్వమంతా ఒకటే అని ఏకత్వ అనుభూతి పొందడానికి ఇటువంటి క్లూ తీసుకోవాలి. కానీ భిన్నంగా చూస్తే దాన్ని డిఫరెంట్ గా చేసుకోవడం, అటువంటి ఆలోచనలు మనకి ఉండకుండా మనకి అంతా ఒకటే అనే అనుభూతి, ఏకానుభూతి, ఏకత్వానుభూతి రావడానికే ఈ ప్రయత్నం అంతా కూడా.
Okay, and now anybody else wants to ask question? Otherwise, we will go for Prarthana and Janganamana. And tomorrow we will deal with this in more detail. And the very aim of these 2 days is everybody should be able to talk, form their ideas and talk for 10 minutes on what is Sanaatana Dharma, because the course title is Sanaatana Dharma. So you all should be able to express yourself in a more detailed way, using particular connected words and form sentences and ideas and convey it to others. This is a requirement. So probably we may ask you to write a paragraph which is consisting of around 15 sentences. Each sentence around, say, generally it is around 15 to 20 words, not a long sentence, not a short sentence. So you'll have to write around 150 words to 200 words on what is Sanaatana Dharma. So if you can write it, we have achieved our aim for these 2 days. Okay.
To do that, I advise all the students to hear this video number of times.
Okay.
That will help you to do that. Please do that.
Refer this video for again tomorrow. Today I will post it.
Till you master it, refer this video.
Yeah. No, since this is a course, a certificate course, there should be some takeaways. It's not that Harikada or Burakada and you hear and then forget it next day morning. It has to be, you have to carry your ideas all throughout your life, what you learned here. So that was the aim of having these 2 days by Visalakshi garu. So please do the needful, and tomorrow probably I may give you a Google form where you write your PIN number and write around 15 sentences covering around 200 words. Now let us have Prarthana. Sundaraji.
Namaskara. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु। ॐ सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सत्यं वद धर्मं चर सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। మహోదయ
బాబు గారు మీరు జనగణమన బాబు గారు మీరు జనగణమన పాడండి. అందరూ లేచి నిలబడి ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ ప్లీజ్ రిసైట్ జనగణమన. శ్రీ బాబు గారు
नायक जय हे जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद जय हिंद।